Minneapolis Threshing Machine Company is best known as one of the groups that combined to form Minneapolis Moline. That's why it's easy to forget that the company had its own successful lineup of tractors. One example is this 1929 1730B, a 4-plow cross-motor row crop tractor owned by Lonnie Cripe of Rochester, Indiana.
Before I bought this tractor, I really didn't pay a lot of attention to the Minneapolis Threshing Machine Company tractors and things. I just thought it was a neat old tractor. The cross-motor tractors was something that was interesting to me, the way they were built. I bought it from an acquaintance from at Bremen, Indiana, Raleigh Yoders, who restored it. I guess he bought the tractor in West Virginia. It was on a sawmill out there, is what I understood. It had set for several years, and it was in really poor shape when he got it, and then he completely restored it. The radiator core is brand new. Well, the engine was taken completely out and taken to a machine shop, and they completely redid the whole engine is brand new. Raleigh told me an interesting story on that when I bought it from him, and he said that he went down to in the town of Napanee. They were restoring a building there, tearing out part of it and restored it, and he got the original boards that would have been sawed in the early 1900s, and he made the platform, the wood platform and the toolbox and that thing out of boards that would have been sawed at the time when this tractor was built new in the 1920s. So it was kind of an interesting little story there that even the wood matches the time frame for when the tractor was built.
The 1730B model was virtually identical to the 1730 3-plow Type A, except the B had a longer chassis. The 17 stands for the drawbar horsepower, while the 30 represents the power at the belt. Although this particular tractor actually has a bigger engine in it.
Well, this engine, it's upgraded to a 45 horsepower, which was available from the company, and you would put pistons that had taller pistons in it, and the valves were different, and it increased the horsepower from 30 horsepower to 45 horsepower. Raleigh had pictures. He documented everything on it, the part numbers, and he has an original parts list of everything it took to make this 30 horsepower engine to a 45 horsepower engine. It's fun for me to drive it, but I don't think I'd want to drive it all day in a field. It's pretty rough riding with the steel wheels and that, and the seat on it it has a little bit of cushion to it, but there's not a lot. But most of the time when I drive it, I stand up on the thing. I don't sit on the seat. It kind of jars you quite a bit as you're going across the field. Basically, you hit a rock or something pretty solid. It's pretty severe on the vibration from that type of thing.
Lonnie has also managed to round up several pieces of literature from back in the day. It turns out that this model didn't go away after the creation of Minneapolis Moline. Sales of the 1730B continued into 1934, several years after the merger.
The way I understood it, that they didn't make any more of them, but they sold what stock that they had of these, and they sold them on up into 1930, 31, and 32 is what I've been told.
Lonnie grew up farming with Minneapolis Moline and still has his dad's 1951 U as part of his collection. He has many buildings filled with mini-mow machines, many of them rare and unrestored. But the 1730B is the pride of his collection.
It is the nicest tractor I have in my collection. I have a lot of Minneapolis Molines, and I have some nice original tractors in the Minneapolis Molines, but I don't have anything that's restored and fixed like this one is.
Lonnie hopes to one day sell some of his tractors to a young collector who needs help getting started in the hobby and pass his classic tractor fever on to a new generation.
Sometimes my kids and my wife, I think I'm nuts, sometimes, but I don't know. I like the tractors, and it's something I love doing, so I probably need to get rid of part of them. I don't know, but keep saying that, and I keep getting more of them, so I'm not sure how that's going to go.